Please join me in welcoming Andrej Kupetz. Welcome. Hello. Good to see you here.
New ethics in design is really my theme, my issue in this presentation. And I want to start with a question. A question to you. Are you all right? Do you feel comfortable? Very well, very good. You enjoyed probably the morning speeches, everything was fine. Eco-design is now your issue. You're a sustainable company. Is it true? Remember the discussion, the debate on global warming that started probably 1 year ago. It reached another peak in the discussion. And what was interesting about, have you since then changed your lifestyle? Have you since then changed the way you're acting as designers or as producers or even as consumers? Good question, I guess. I'm not so sure if we have changed our lifestyle since that, but I think it's time to do it. What I'd like to present to you are 7 theories about this issue. 7 theories, and I tell you, it's not complete. It's not complete. It's just the beginning, it's a starting point. Probably a few of you just say, oh, this is old stuff, for example. It's possible, but we have to really think about how we can develop it further. How can we develop these 7 theories further to become to a state where we're really saying that what we're doing is sustainable. So it's up to you to continue. But let's start. The first thing I want to talk about is sustainable design is ethical. I mean, it's quite obvious to see that we must really think in an integrated way. We must really think, if we are designing, what is about the production of the stuff? What is about the consumption of the stuff? What is about the energy consumption during the life cycle of this product? What about the recycling of the product? These are all issues that we have to rethink while we are designing already. I mean, it's absolutely to say, really to bring it as a holistic approach to think that design is ethical. The second one is that sustainable design is complex. Back to nature, back to simplicity, doesn't work anymore. Our life is digital, our life is complex. So it doesn't make sense just to say, okay, I'm going back to nature and leave them all alone. There's nothing working like this. Managing complexity is a key issue. Technology is something that is really in everything of our life, in every field of our life. Technology is in there. So we cannot avoid it. We have to integrate it. And we have, as designers, the possibility to translate the value of technology to the consumer, to give it sense. Sustainable design negatively affects the environment as little as possible. It should be clear, but on the other hand, I mean, every product that we are creating, that we are designing, that we are producing, damages the environment. And probably another point that is interesting about, just think how long can you use a product? A product that is sustainable lasts probably a lifetime. You only need one in your lifetime. This is sustainable thinking in designing, and this is the approach we have to really care of. Sustainable design is innovative. Innovation is the next big thing for the design. What I mentioned earlier, we really have to move away from the idea that design is linked to the production, to industrial production. We really have to make a link, a close link between design and innovation. And there are also a lot of things going on. The world of the new materials is really just exploring new ideas how you come to a sustainable productions. For example, the technology with the 3-dimensional printing that is really close to the idea of a personal fabrication. I mean, this is really the future of production and will help us to guide into a sustainable life. Sustainable design is aesthetic. What does that mean? It's pretty clear we all have different ideas about what is beautiful. Sure. And it's good the way it is. But there are principles of aesthetics, like proportions, the harmony of proportions, for example, like materials and the way it is used, like the detailing, like the workmanship, that really everyone would always say this is quality, and quality is aesthetic. So I would like to present to you some old classical designs, for example. I like them because they are on the market for 50 or even for 80 years. And that's because of their aesthetic quality. The sixth theory I want to talk to you is sustainable design is authentic. What does that mean? I guess that an aesthetic product is extremely socially acceptable. It stands for value and identity and has the ability to affect the user emotionally. Emotions, absolutely important. Sustainable design will remain compatible in the future. If you look at all the technology that's around us, if you look at the computers, for example, you always have the problem that probably they last only for months, even for weeks if you look at your mobile phones. So the question is really, how can we stop this process? How can we, even in these areas of electronic devices, come to a sustainable treatment of products? How can we come to a sustainable idea of keeping them attractive to the consumers? And I think the most sustainable products are those which retain their value over a long period of time. This is something we have to achieve, and this is something we really have to achieve even in these businesses of electronic devices. In the design field, there are solutions to that. That probably a product like that is so easy and can be translated into other fields. Probably this can be long-lasting. This is interesting also because it's a product that learns the dog of Sony. Or this, for example, just how little nice electronic devices can interfere in our living rooms, for example, and stay there for a longer time. So I think aesthetic is probably the answer to these devices to keep them longer ongoing. And for sure, the idea of changing something, changing parts of the product, not the whole product, but only a part of it, and to keep it more magic. I think this is a message that we really keep as designers. So just a suggestion, just a starting point about how we can really start to be sustainable in design. But now I think it's up to you, and this is my suggestion, get sustainable now. Thank you very much.
Thank you.